Hi, my name's Rich, and if you haven't seen the channel before, I build overland camping vehicles, any off-grid vehicles. I take them out there, take them to the woods, I take them on off-road trips, take them to shows, and I give them a good bit of use. In this video, we're going to clear up what happened in Wales 6 months ago in the crash, and we're also going to do a bit of a giveaway, being as though we're coming into a new year, and it's my way of saying thank you for the support. And I know it might be a little bit slow for some people, but the viewer retention on this will massively help. So if you can try not to skip too much, it does help a lot when it comes to the analytics. Thank you. Time to get a brew. So, for those of you that don't know, we had a crash in this 6 months ago, around 6 months ago, on the Wales video. Fantastic time. As you know, we've rebuilt the Land Rover and just got it running right. Had 3 trips out, went to Billing Off-Road Show, fantastic, smashed the off-road courses that people said we wouldn't get round, did it all. Went out to a couple of other bits and pieces and took it to Wales, right? So for those that you don't know, it's almost a rite of passage for the UK kind of overland off-road scene to go to Strata, Florida. A couple of sections there, specifically the bomb hole. Everybody says anything over a 110, you won't get down the bomb hole. She did alright. Did that one. Split the weekend into 3 days filming. So we're on the second day and we're just travelling back round to the beginning of Strata, and we're going to get the drone shots, we're going to get the big close-ups of the wheel lifts and things like that. We'd already got like the overview shots and bits and pieces, but because I haven't got a camera crew, multiple cameras, things like that, obviously it's one of them ones where you have to do an obstacle a couple of times to get the angles on it. So the next morning, as we're travelling back, we're coming down the side of this really big hill, back into one of the little villages. Come round the corner, there's a logging truck coming towards me. Pulled into a little bit of a gate end, lane end, no dramas whatsoever, just waiting for the truck. Look at the driver's face and you see him go like that. Next thing, boom, I'm shoved forward into the side and everything like that. Vehicle strike. Next thing I say, he's Stuart at my window going, "Are you okay?" First thing he said, "Are you okay?" So I was like, got out, and there's the entire water tank and everything spewing onto the floor. 60 litres or so of water just pissing out everywhere. Bits of plastic, bits of lights, bits of everything all over the place, as you do. Looked at the front of his car, front of the disco, gone. Winch bumper, gone. Bonnet gone, everything's pushed in. I was like, oh shit. Looked back at mine, I thought, doesn't look terrible. Calm down, let the adrenaline calm down a little bit. Once I realise what's going on, straight away, get the cars to one side, let the trucks past and assess the damage. So, straight away, the Stew's, it's drivable, but everything's catching. Mine, totally drivable, no issues from that point of view. However, obviously there was a little bit of structural damage done, so what we did, we didn't know why he got no brakes, but he's got no brakes at this point. There was no phone signal, we're obstructing the highway, couldn't do anything with that one. So basically, put his vehicle at the back of my vehicle, and we low boxed it down the hill into the edge of the village, pulled in the pub car park as we got in. It's not ideal, but it was a narrow track, couldn't leave it there, and had no signal to sort out recovery, things like that. So what damage has been done? There's 2 ways to look at damage on a vehicle like this. There's number one, how the insurance is going to look at it. How will they send it to a body shop, get it assessed, get it priced and get it fixed? If it was the front end of the vehicle, no dramas whatsoever. It's a factory Defender, everything on the front is absolutely fine. Rear of the Defender, it's coach built by a company that doesn't exist anymore. So straight away, there are no parts for the rear of this vehicle anymore, which poses a bit of a problem because you then can't get a price for a set of rear doors, or a rear cross member, or a rear panel. So, it can't be done. And a coach builder is going to cost so much money, there's no way the insurance is ever going to pay for that. That's why, basically, I've not been able to put any content up or show what the damage has been, because I've pretty much been the awkward person of going, well, you sort it then, knowing fine well that they can't. It's not enough damage to write the vehicle off by far, but because you can't buy the parts, and because they haven't got someone that's willing to do a coach-built vehicle, it puts them in a situation where they can't justify a write-off, and this has got an agreed value of 50,000 on it, which I know some people go, it's not worth that, but It's just the market, unfortunately. Defender camper vans, not bodged together things, proper coach-built ambulances that have been converted with a good spec list, and that's where this comes in. It's the spec list that's done it. The base vehicle, maybe 20 grand, something like that, but when you look at aftermarket engine, gearbox, transfer box, locking axles, snorkels, winch bumpers, winches, LED lights everywhere, all them things, it racks up really quick that you've got 20 grand in accessories plus labour. So where that comes in is the value of it is so high they can't write it off, but then they have no one to fix it, so then they've got to come to an agreement of paying me just to go away. So the rear of the vehicle. So as he's struck, the main thing that he's hit is this aluminium box on the back. He's hit that, his bumper and everything's managed to go just underneath, and his lights, grille, bumper and bonnet and everything's hit this box. What this has done is it's snapped this rear hinge here and it's pushed the door inwards. That's took the brunt of it, to be fair. And what he's done, I don't know if you remember back in the day, I built this vehicle. I didn't bodge it together out of bits of wood and stuff. I actually built a frame in the back, so if I ever tip the vehicle on its side, all the furniture doesn't just evacuate to the roof or to the side or wherever the vehicle's landed. The plan being, it gives a solid structure inside that everything can be bolted to or bolted inside of to hold it. Brilliant, nice and strong. However, by doing that, as the back doors have gone in and the impacts move forward into the vehicle, it's then hit that frame. That frame has then pushed all my furniture forward inside, which is then the bed structure and everything. It's buckled all that and moved all the furniture to where it shouldn't be. No big drama, it just means that all the furniture has to be disassembled, a new frame made and reassembled. There's no real damage to the wood, the finish, anything major like that, but it does need rebuilding and a new frame making. The back doors, for those of you that remember, we're getting rid of these this winter anyway, and we're going to replace it with a wall. Two reasons for that: draft and dust and fumes as I'm driving. We all know what old Land Rovers are like for door seals, and these are two big doors. So all the crap was coming in when I'm off-road or when I'm driving under heavy load, anything like that, it was all coming in. So we're going to get rid of them doors because it's no longer an ambulance, and we've got the side door just over here. All we need to do, cut the other three hinges, this whole section falls away, and we can have another wall built square, good to go, with the spare wheel on, the box and the water container and everything on, that can just lift up into the door seal and be welded in position, which gives it more structural strength overall, gets rid of any seals or anything that's going to let dust, crap, things like that in. What I will be looking at doing is the side door that I've got, that big what do you call them, horse box door. I'll get another one of those, but mount it sideways, which would make a good flap to open up when the weather's nice, get a nice view out over the top of the spare wheel and box and everything. Happy days. That replaces the windows. The most difficult part of the damage is on this corner just here. Talking to my mate who's a blacksmith, said it isn't difficult at all. It's just metal, apparently. Is this corner here. So the box that comes down, that the aluminium's clad to, from about here there's a bend of about an inch back. So with a bit of heat and hydraulics, this should bend back. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. The skin can be taken back, it can be cut off, a new piece welded back onto it and a new skin put on. Not the end of the world, it's aluminium and rivets. Down here where the cross member is, this is obviously stoved in here. Luckily, this is a non-standard Land Rover crossmember. The Land Rover crossmember is actually 1.5 foot further back. So this is just a piece of box section that Marshalls have put across here, put a light section in, and happy days, it's all done. So what can be done, from the centre point, this can be cut off, a new piece of box section can be put back on, matching on the other side, and we'll just put some modern LED lights on there rather than the little old Land Rover ones. So essentially what this has forced me to do is modernise the rear cross member with modern lights, get rid of the leaking drafty doors that I was going to do anyway and put a wall there, and touch the paint up. So yeah, it's been a bit of a flap. It did seem like a bit of an ordeal at the time because I thought, with the damage done to the box is the bit that will write it off if no one can fix it, and it did look like it was going to end up being a tray back or something like that with a demountable box on. However, all in all, with the insurance saying here's some money, go away, that's what's going to be done with it. So yeah, there was a real potential there of losing the vehicle, which to start with was a major thing to me, because as you know, I've had this 9 years. I've had this from when it was a basic van with the drop down stretchers in it. It was still, although it has been around the world and it's gone Australia, Africa, Asia, Europe and all that lot, it's a proven overland vehicle. I've still done a lot to it to make it mine, if that makes sense. So the plan is from here, I've got a few options on this now, because it got to the point where it dragged on and dragged on and dragged on. I think it was 4 months that they took to actually pay out, or even acknowledge that something was going on. I don't know whether they were hoping that I'd just go away, fix it myself. I don't know, insurance companies. It got to the point where I told them, just come and pick it up, pay me my agreed value and disappear. In the end, they ended up paying me to fix the vehicle. So I've been and bought the 4x4 Sprinter, which you've all seen. So for what I do with YouTube, although love this vehicle to bits, and this will outperform any overland camper van that I've seen, with the places that this will go, the things that this will do, I need a motorway vehicle, and that's not this. Although it will do it, there's only so much sitting at 60 mile an hour, cruising along. I'm 6'3", 20 stone. I don't fit in the cab of a Defender anymore. It's got the diesel in it, it's got the auto box in it, it's as good as it's going to be. However, for the filming, the YouTube, things like that, I just need something more modern, and I know it won't keep up with this off-road, I know it won't wade like this, I know it won't rock crawl like this, but for what I do to get the content out for you, this is what I need to do. So the future of this basically is, when the Sprinter's fitted out and I've got a usable vehicle that I can travel in again, the rear of this will get fixed. Unless someone offers me a good amount for it, then they can just come and take it as is. No, I won't take £3.50 and 6 Mars bars for it. Just tot up what mods it's got on, how much that'll cost, and look at what damage is done. It's not that bad. I would be open to offers, but it'd have to be a realistic one, and no, I'm not going to start giving you prices to barter down. The way I look at it, if you know what it's worth and you're going to be no aggro, you'll have a price. If not, doesn't matter in the slightest, because like I say, back doors will come off, new wall will go on, bottom of the box will be jigged back out, and we'll just rebuild the furniture in the back. It's no dramas to get this back to where it should be, to get top money for it. Then it will go up for sale. I'm not desperate if it doesn't sell straight away, because I'm going to keep it tax tested and insured anyway, to do the more local bushcrafty camps to start with, and use the Sprinter for the long distance stuff. It's excessive using 2 vehicles, but I won't be painted into a corner and take £3.50 and a Mars bar for it. If it doesn't sell straight away, no dramas. Get the thing rubbed down. I'll paint it Bonetti grey like every other overland vehicle, get it tarted up a little bit, and put it back up for sale again, with the price to suit every time I do stuff. If it is a little over on the price, then there's options to be had, because I can take things off like the awning at nearly £1,000. I can take out the batteries at 750 quid each. The solar panels, the charging system, they can be replaced for budget options to bring the overall price down. It's not the end of the world, but people have to bear in mind there's over £3 in electrical on it, 1,500 quid on winch, bumper and winch, 1,500 quid in wheels and tyres on it. It doesn't come for free, and I know there'll be people bitching, whining and slagging off, doing as YouTube does. So at this point I want to say a big thank you to Traction for sponsoring this video and this giveaway. So we've got 2 giveaways in order. I'm going to do one as the general giveaway, just as I do every now and again, and second of all I'm going to do it for the group of people that have been on Patreon for over a year that haven't won anything already, just because it's potluck as it goes round, and I want to make sure that I try and reward loyalty, because at the end of the day it's the Patreons that get the camera gear, that help towards it, because at the end of the day this is a hobby for me, making these videos, making the content that you sit and watch. It costs me money to do it. I'm not saying I need money, please sign up to all the rest of it. I'm saying I appreciate the people that get it and do. It allows me to do more, it allows me to go more places, it allows me to film rather than rationing between parts of the vehicle and camera gear or editing gear or what have you. So the main prize is a £100 voucher for Traction. So what we're going to do is, the idea behind this is, I didn't want to say here's a product, that's what you've won. I want you to be able to go onto there and say, I'd like a new hat, I'd like a new hoodie, I'd like a knife to do the Kelly kettles, the knives, to do the hats, the mugs, the little bits of camping gear. Basically, Traction is, again, small company, one of the lads, he actually does what we do, so he gets it, so the products that he sells are, you know, what we use. So by giving you the voucher, that allows you to pick whatever you want. I'm really not fussed. Fill your boots, go and buy 20 hats or something. Whatever you want. So yeah, it's a £100 voucher to Traction. Basically, we've gone down there, we've done the random number generator, and it's John Williams, so congratulations, get yourself on there. You've got £100 as a benchmark. If you want to spend more than that, you can spend more than that, but the £100 will go towards it, so I hope that's a bit of a New Year's treat for you. The second one, like I say, was for the patrons that have been on there over a year that haven't won anything yet. Tried to skew it a little bit more towards the people that haven't won something that have been on there for a while. I'm also aware I've got some envelopes with stickers and bits in. They're all stacked up, ready to post out. They're on the way. I'm just terrible with doing the admin side of it because I can't. I'll long it. I'm terrible. The next prize is a £75 voucher for Mason bushcraft knives. So whether you want to spend the £75 on one of the smaller neck knives, or again you want to pay towards a bit and get yourself a bigger knife custom to whatever you want or what he's got in stock. And the winner for that one is Brett Phillips. So there you go, mate. You get in touch with Mason Bushcraft Knives. I'll put the link below. We'll get you his details, pick whatever you want, sort it out between yourselves, and you've got yourself a good bit of kit that you can use from there on. Any questions on this, give us a shout. Any questions on the damage, comment below. It'd be interesting to see what you think, or an option that I haven't thought of, or something like that on regards repairs, colours, things like that. It's good to see what people are thinking, and it might be something that I've not thought of already. So yeah, if you can comment down below, click like, and we'll see you on the next one.